Hello, it is I Shadow on the Bountiful Chest. I'm joined with my co-host Ash today. She just wanted to be here. So I titled this video as what am I titling it? Uh, DM with caution. You're the real monsters, because it's a thing. I mean, there are some great stories about DMs that did really interesting things. A DM that understood his whole party was a set of murder hobos and set up that, oh yeah, well, everything you did was you ruined a kingdom that was raised a bunch of dead people after a plague because they needed the workforce to keep the other people from starving and assist people that psychologically couldn't handle losing their loved ones. And at the end of the campaign, he had explained everything to the players. So it's like, oh, well, when you're a murder hobo and you kill everything before it has a chance to say anything to you. Uh, there was another one it was, the players were chasing down an assassin because this person killing nobles was leading to potential war between nations, and then it turned out the assassin was a friend of theirs, and they had to chase them down. And as they did, collateral damage got worse and worse, even though this person was originally just targeting corrupt nobles. But it left the players, it that was a more faceted one. Yeah, I mean, it was, what was the right decision? Was there a right decision, or was it all just, you know, what is the acceptable collateral damage to correct a wrong? But I came across another story that was, it sounded like the group of players knew what kind of DM they had and were kind of just rolling with it. They had nothing left to say. Oh, let me get a little better light there. Uh, because they had no agency. They were railroaded every time, every decision they made, they were the bad guys. I'm telling a story here. And it made me think, what was the core problem? And it was that railroading, the lack of agency. But why was it so bad? Because people think they've heard these good stories and they think, oh, that's easy to do. Well, yeah, it's easy to do if you want to do it badly. Because if you take away a player's agency, it's no fun. Because all you're doing is wagging a finger at the player for daring to play the game. So let's say a group of players enter a tower. It's filled with traps and imps that attack them at every turn. When they get up to the top of the tower, I'm still telling the story. When they get up to the top of the tower, they find a wizard that's bent over a bunch of books doing research, and he notices the party. Ah, none should trespass upon the tower of the great Agamemnon. I don't know why I picked that name. But he just turns to the party and starts casting an attack spell. So the party cut him down. And the party, and then the DM monologues. Oh, well, you start burning all the books because this was obviously a must have been a warlock. But then you find one paper that describes that no, he was trying to help these tortured souls that were tricked into a pact with a demon and were turned into imps. They temporarily got away and he was looking for a way to free them. But now that you've killed the imps, they've been sent back to their demon lord, who's obviously going to torture them, and they're going to remain in their cursed bonds forever. And you killed the one person that could have saved them. Oh, that's no fun. Especially when the DM monologues what your characters were doing. There's no player agency, no choice. No choice was given. Everything was, oh well, stuff is attacking you. Stuff is trying to kill you. Oh well, you shouldn't have responded by trying to kill it back. That's no fun. So how do we fix that scenario? Okay. First of all, make every trap in the tower glaringly non-lethal. Something to dissuade, but it's completely harmless. Every imp that's seen does not engage, attempts to hide, if cornered, attempts to bargain. And let's say someone's like, well, this is odd, and well, can I make an arcana check or a history or something check? It's like, and you can make them roll a dice, but you could just give it to them. It's like, yeah, what you know of imps, this seems really odd. Imps don't bargain. Imps don't deal. Imps are aggressive. They do the bidding of whoever they work for. Okay, so now you've established that something's different. Okay, you get to the top of the tower. There's the wizard poring over books. You don't make him declare that none shall trespass and start attacking. Maybe you make him say something like, oh, are you the guys that were delivering that tome I needed for my research? You start a dialogue, and if the players choose to attack first, okay. But if they don't, role play. Not role play. So the players have been given agency. They can now choose to, talk it out, or they could just go full murder hobo. It's up to them. If they make the decision to be the monsters, that's their choice. But if they don't force it on them, because, well, they'll just hold it against you. I've been in games where the DM just does their best to make you look like you're weak, you're nothing, it's no fun. It's no fun when you're always saved by a DMPC, or you're always told that, well, you made the wrong decision. Well, was there a decision to be made? No, you told me what I did. Okay. Now, even if the players kill everything in the tower, well, maybe they haven't burned the books. Maybe they pour over them and they find this research. Now you can give them the option to continue this research if they're truly regretful of their actions. You have a priest or paladin in this group, or cleric or paladin in this group. Have them get a revelation from their god, if their god is like good aligned, or depending on alignment, depending on oaths. It's like, oh, you did something really bad, but you can fix it. And there's consequences if you don't. You can give them that choice. Because it doesn't have to stop just, oh, well, you killed the people that weren't actually bad. It can be, oh, you messed up. Maybe maybe you said something that they misinterpreted. Misinterpretation's easy in D&D and other role-playing games. But, you know, in this chain in scenario 1, the players have no agency. They're told they did wrong. They told they're told what their actions were. They're given no choices. Scenario 2, they're given choices, and even if they take the murderous path, you still give them, well, you can come back and, try to fix things. Oh, you've found this research. Maybe it'll point to something. Maybe it turns out this demon lord is associated with your overarching campaign. Uh, Maybe the demon lord is that controls these imps is associated with your actual big bad evil guy, and you know reducing his power reduces the BBEG's power, and finding out you screwed up on this tower investigation, you can fix it, or if you role play it out, you get rewarded for it. But don't just talk down to your player, especially when everything else initiates combat with them. It's it's not bad to try to do things that you see in popular stories online, but you have to be careful with things like that. Uh, because it's it's not hard to do things badly, especially if you're railroad, especially if your point is to reach a particular conclusion regardless of what the players want to try to do. Uh, Always give your players agency. And I guess that's it. I thought I was going to talk longer on this, but I guess that's all I have to say at the moment. Um, if you have any thoughts or things you'd like me to comment on, uh, ideas that I should use for a video, comment down below. Uh, Feel free to thumbs up and subscribe if you like this, or subscribe and tell me what you think I'm doing wrong. Uh, this has been Shadow, and roll well.